to Martin's Vinyl. We're on our way to Salisbury.
Woohoo!
Salisbury is one of our local stomping grounds. We're going off to do a bit of Christmas shopping for the kids, but we have no kids with us this weekend. And not only that, Salisbury is one of my favourite places to go record shopping. They've got some great shops there, but not only that, the record fair is on today, so we're going to hit that, hit some record stores, check out the market.
Hit a bar.
We're going to hit a bar. Yes. And yeah, see what the wife's taking, because she'll be videoing everything, and see what I pick up. Talk to you all soon.
Bye.
Bye. And we're back again from Salisbury with records in hand. I never leave Salisbury disappointed. I'll always come back with records. And this time they had a record fair going on. The record fair was good, but for me, it's the same record sellers that you get in Southampton. So I saw a lot of the same sellers. I saw Richard Warwick. It's always great to see him. I'll be talking about him later in the video because I picked up some records from him. It's also not too expensive for the fair. There's nothing really rare or too obscure at this record fair, so everything's all moderately priced, so your average record collector can go. and it's a good visit. If you're in the area, you got to go, but I wouldn't necessarily travel to the record fair in Salisbury. The shop I visited beforehand was the Boiler Room Records. This is their second shop that they set up, their first shop being in Poole. They sell new and pre-owned records, and I always bring them a small stack of records that I can't sell, that I can't shift, and they give you a good fair offer for them. So I always go and I either trade for other records that I might want, or they give me cash in hand. And this time I got cash in hand, and then I went to the record fair and I had some spending money. So that worked out really good. But their second shop in Poole is particularly good. I've got 1 or 2 grails from Boiler Room Records in Poole. The other shop that you saw was LSD Records. On the sign it has the pound mark, SD Records. Really good shop for pre-owned records. You can find some really obscure, rare records, but they know what they have and they do price them accordingly. Very small shop. If you get more than 3 people in there, then it's quite difficult to dig for records because it's packed tight in there. But really good if you're on the more rare, obscure side of record collecting. Right, let me show you what I got. I didn't find anything too rare for my collection, but most of these you will recognise, but some good stuff here. There's some absolute essentials I've finally added to my collection, which I think should be in every record collection. So let's do it. First up, I've got the Cramps Psychedelic Jungle from 1981. Finally got my hand on a really good clean copy that I was happy to pay. It's the first UK press on the IRS label. Not too difficult to find, but I was holding off until I found one that wasn't beaten up or played to death like most of them are, because it's a very good popular album. If you're new to the Cramps, which I very much doubt that you are, this is the one to start with. It's better produced than the one before. The band themselves produced it. More psychedelic, like the name says, but it still has that great dark rock and roll fuzzy feel. It has the song Goo Goo Muck, which my daughter is very happy about because she's a big fan of that show, Wednesday. But the highlight track for me is the last track, the cover of Green Door, which is the first time I feel like the Cramps sound almost sweet. Well, almost sweet anyway. Next up, I've got Rose Tattoo, Assault and Battery from 1981, another band from the 80s. I hardly get records from the 80s. I'm more of a 60s, 70s collector. Right, the thing about Rose Tattoo is that anytime someone talks about them on the radio and vinyl community videos, there's another band always mentioned, and for good reasons, and that band is AC/DC. Both are bands from Australia. They're both on the same record label, Albert Productions. I'm a first press collector, but I also like to collect from where the band is from. So this is a first press from Australia, bands from Australia. Their lead singer is very similar to the vocals of Bon Scott. Now, also produced by the same producers of AC/DC, one of them being George Young. George Young is a member of the Young family, and he's the older brother to Angus and Malcolm Young. Regardless of the AC/DC connections, I would urge any heavy rockers out there to check this out if you haven't already, because it's a belter. The band are on top notch here, and this one is their follow-up to their debut. Their debut is equally as good. Really great slide guitar throughout. Always been compared to AC/DC, but apart from being on the same label, the same producers, being a band from Australia, that's kind of where it ends. Rose Tattoo have a much more menacing, low down and dirtier quality. Lyrically, I feel the songs have more depth to them compared to AC/DC. In 1981, AC/DC released For Those About to Rock to huge success. The same year as this, Assault and Battery. But for my money, this album is superior for those who are about to rock. And I'm a massive AC/DC fan. One of my favourite tracks on here is called Chinese Dunkirk. It always makes me and my wife giggle due to the lyrics. He sings about incest. It's not really about incest. He just explains that he's like the devil's son and she's like the devil's daughter. But it always puts a smile on my face. And it's a great rocking tune. Really good heavy rock album if you haven't checked it out. Rose Tattoo. Next up, I've got Babe Ruth, First Base from 1972. Babe Ruth, not the American sport hero who played baseball, but a hard rock progressive rock band from the UK. In the States and Canada, it sold very well, but here in the UK, it sold very poorly, even though they're from here. The one thing you have to take note from this record is the song The Mexican. That song has been compiled, covered, and mixed many, many times, including the Wu-Tang Clan. The guitar on that song is insane. The song has been mixed and was very popular in the early disco scenes in New York City. Babe Ruth were the rock band that spawned disco. Jenny Han is the lead vocalist, very unique singer, has a real powerful voice. It's like a combination of Grace Slick and Janis Joplin, but she has her own unique sound and style. I really, really adore this album. If you enjoy crunching 70s rock with superior vocals and premiership quality guitar, you'll be cheating yourself if you didn't at least check this one out. This is Babe Ruth from 1972. Next up, I've got the debut album from American psychedelic rock band Country Joe and the Fish. The name of the album is Electric Music for the Body and Mind. This came out in 1967. One of the first psych albums that come out of the San Francisco Bay Area. When I first discovered this album many, many years ago, I didn't think much of it. I don't think I got it. So if you're new to psych, this is probably not the best one to start with. But I recently rediscovered this album. I do this thing where I download a new album every day and give it a listen. It's what I do. And Spotify kept recommending this because I listened to a lot of psych albums from the 60s and 70s. But I vaguely remembered not liking this album, so I never played it. Anyway, it kept recommending it, and I gave in, and I gave it another listen, and I just hate myself for not rediscovering this album sooner. I really like this now. I think if you're new to psych, it's probably not for you, but if you're already in the mix, then this is a really good psych album. Oh, let me mention all these stickers. This is actually a BBC archive library copy. It's got stickers on the front and back. If I flip it over, there's the other stickers. You can see a stamp there. This is a stereo record import. This is actually imported from America. This is the first American press from 1967. It's on the Vanguard label. A great album from a time of great albums. Great guitar, fab melodies, and a touch of darkness that the Doors demonstrated. Anyone who likes the underground psych music from the 60s should have this in their collection. And now I do. It's a great psych album from the 60s. Next up, I've got Nazareth. Raz Amanaz. Always struggle to say that. This is the third studio album by Scottish hard rock band Nazareth. This is the first UK press on the Mooncrest label, produced by Roger Glover, who was in Deep Purple and Rainbow. I'm a big fan of Nazareth, but when it comes to collecting more recognised bands, I like to collect either near mint copies or have something unique about it, and this ticks both for me. It's a super clean copy, and the thing that's unique about it, it has a misprint. It's on the B-side, the song Broken Down Angels. That song is missing on the label. It's still on the record. If you look this up on Discogs, not many actually have it in their collection. I got this from Richard at the Salisbury Record Fair. Richard is a fantastic seller. He prints out these sheets and he sticks them in the back of the record. This is a sheet that you print out from Discogs. He does this with all the more unique records that he has in his what he's selling in his stock. I wish more record sellers did this, so you're not constantly looking at your phone trying to look everything up. It makes record digging a lot more easier. I wish more sellers did it. Richard also has a channel. He recently bought this fantastic collection, and I'm hoping he's going to be selling it soon. Give him a like and sub, because, like I said, he's a fantastic seller, and he's got a great channel as well. Back to the album Raz Amanaz. Jesus Christ. Really an impressive album. I struggle to identify a weak track, and that's one of the real hallmarks of a classic album. Majority of the album is heavy pounding slabs of hard rock, proto-metal, very comparable to the energy of Deep Purple, the blues awareness of Led Zeppelin, and the riffs of AC/DC. The thing I find difficult to understand about Raz Amanaz is why a classic rock stations on the radio don't play tracks from the album on a more regular basis. It's a great album, Nazareth. Next up, I got Triumph, Just a Game from 1979, a Canadian hard rock trio. I was kind of familiar with this band. I've heard a couple of their songs and they sounded okay. Not great, not bad, just okay. But when I found this in the cheap bins for £5, and it's a mint, super clean copy, it doesn't look like it's been played at all. And when I see records from the 70s, 60s, this clean, I'm going to risk it for £5. One thing to take note before we talk about the album itself, inside the gatefold is a board game to go with the title of the album, Just a Game. There it is. Like I said, look how minty that is. This is the board game designed by one of the band members of the group. And the thing is, don't bother playing it with friends or anything because it's impossible to win. It's been designed so you can't win at all. So don't bother playing it. So this is the first time I've listened to a Triumph album in full. It's a good mixture of melody and good old pure hard rock. It kind of reminds me of the first 5 Rush albums. A little. Not directly, as Triumph clearly play hard rock, but some songs have that progressive sound, at least at some points. There is this Canadian flair that distinguishes themselves from American bands, and I can't really describe it so precisely. You just hear it, you know? You guys know, you guys are cool, you know what I'm talking about. I enjoy it, and I will be keeping an eye out for more of their albums if I find them. If you find them this clean and this cheap, grab it, you won't be disappointed. This is Triumph from the late 70s. So this is the last record I'm going to show. I was in 2 minds whether to show this or not. I wasn't planning on showing it at all because it's a very, very common album and very, very cheap. We come across this album all the time. You're going to see this one in the cheap bins at any record fair, any Salvation Army, any record shop, any charity shop, any car boot sale. You always see this record. If I stick my hand between the sofa cushions, you're going to pull out this record. It's very common. And that record is George Thorogood and the Destroyers. I've had this record many, many times. I've had it, I've sold it, I've purged it, I've swapped it, I've traded it. It's just one of those records that goes around and around all the time. It's very, very cheap. But I think I've got my forever copy now. As you can see, it's covered in stickers. This is actually another BBC archive copy. It's an archive promo. This is one that's probably used, that they played at the radio station. It came from 1977. It's just, I like to collect these BBC archive copies. Yes, the purists don't like it because it's got all these stickers all over it. But the records are near mint. Really clean copies. And another unique thing about it, this is the first time I found one with this sticker. As you can see, look after this record. It may be irreplaceable. It's George Thorogood. They're everywhere. So it made me smile when I found that sticker. So this is my forever copy now of George Thorogood. It's a very good album. And like I said, you can find it very, very cheap. And it's everywhere. But it's still good. Alright. That's everything I picked up at Salisbury. It won't be the last time I visit. I go all the time and I pick some great stuff up. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again in the new year. Have a great Christmas.